Right, hey guys, it's Dante or Danmost, and welcome back to week 2 of Inktober. Last week we went through week 1, we went through days 1 through 8. I'd say I was mostly happy with how I did last week, but still a little unsatisfied. This week I'm just kind of similar, but I'd say I'm feeling a little better about it, so I'd say there's some improvement there. Um, I really don't got much to say about that. I just feel a little iffy about them. Some of them I feel like strongly about, some of them I don't. But I guess that's just how it goes, isn't it? But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so day 9 was nest, and I didn't want to draw a literal like bird's nest, and I just kind of thought about it for like honestly not that long. And I was thinking about Transformers and how in the live action movies, Nest is the organization between the Autobots and the humans. Or I guess alliance would be a better word. But anyways, yeah, I just basically drew the Autobots and the humans agreeing to work together. It was a simple and easy one, just real quick. I'd say I'm overall happy with it, but it's nothing too impressive. But I guess I did to get some hand practice. The one thing that bothers me probably about this is the human hand compared to the robot hand. The human hand, it just kind of feels flat compared to actually gripping around the the robot hand. I don't know. I have trouble with hands, just like most people. But yeah. But other than that, I think it's good. Alright, so the prop for day 10 was Crabby, so I drew Crabby, but with a K. I drew the Pokemon. I wanted to draw like him more dynamic instead of being in a more static pose, so I drew him doing the move Crab Hammer, which apparently used to be his signature move until I guess other crab Pokemon also learned it in the later generation, so he lost his spotlight a little bit, but that's fine. But yeah, I just went ahead and drew him real quick. Just his, I guess his right half mostly. When I was drawing this, I had trouble like finding the right size for the claw because his claws are meant to be like huge compared to him, and I kind of just had trouble figuring out how exactly I wanted to size it, and I didn't want the framing of the piece to be weird, so that's why I kind of cut off the left side just to show that he does have a big like claw. And then for the line art, I kind of tried to focus on doing thicker lines where I needed thicker lines to be, because I know somewhere where I need to improve on my line art is on the line thickness to show depth. So I tried to work on that with this one, and I think I did a pretty decent job. But I'd say overall I'm pretty happy with this, how this turned out. Alright, so the prompt for day 11 was Eagle, and I did not like this prompt. I didn't, I really didn't. I didn't know what to draw. I was like, what, do I just draw a fucking eagle? I don't understand. And then I just kind of thought on it for a while, then I remembered Peacemaker, the show with John Cena. Yeah. So he had, in the show, Peacemaker has a pet named Eagly the Eagle. And there's like this kind of running gag where he can like physically hug Peacemaker, so I kind of drew that. So I drew Peacemaker kind of pogging around. I didn't really mean to intend for him to have a like PogChamp kind of looking face, but he kind of ended up having one, so I went with it. But yeah, I just went ahead and drew him getting a hug from Eagly. Not super happy with it. I noticed that when it's like something that isn't in an animated kind of style, I don't really know how to draw it already, because like Peacemaker is live action compared to, you know, my drawing. It's obviously not live action, so it's just a little awkward for me to draw and transition that and still make it look like it. Also with this, I really messed with the shading and the different brushes, specifically the smudge tool. I went ahead and tried like the different brushes on the smudge tool, because you can change the specific brushes with the smudge tool. So I kind of messed with it to try to adjust the shading on the eagle, on Eagly, and just kind of messed with it and experimented. overall, I'd say it was just this really just was a big experiment since I didn't really like this prompt anyways. I was just like, you know what, yeah, sure, let's just fuck around and find out basically, the good old scientific method. So, yeah. All right, so the prompt for day 12 was forget. But yeah, I really couldn't think of what to draw in terms of like, I don't know, like references from media or like I don't know, just other things really. Because I usually draw something, like it's a Pokemon, it's a Transformer, it's a, this, that. I didn't really have one. I couldn't think of one because, forget was kind of a hard prompt to do, and which was kind of interesting. It got me a little creative, so I had to really think about it. And well, I guess I just drew my OC basically. So I just drew myself forgetting. So I just put a little finger up to my cheek and got a little question mark up at the top and drew it real quick, and it actually turned out really nice. And I think I just like this one so much because I just have been able to draw this character a lot easier. So, I just kind of got uncomfortable with drawing him. So, yeah. And then just how I finished it up with everything. The shading wasn't complicated. Lighting wasn't complicated. Background, I really just wanted to do like a complementary color, I believe. I just put it down. I didn't want to do anything simple like I usually do with like the clouds or something, just mess with it, or like to make the background like more interesting, because I always found that it kind of makes it look weird. I just never really knew what to do with the background. I just wanted to do something, so I just always end up putting like clouds or smoke or something. But I just end up putting like a complementary color to red, and I think it just looks good. Just purely just changing the color. That's it. So yeah, actually you'll see me do that a lot more later on. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Like I even changed this to like my profile picture on Instagram, so I'd say I was pretty satisfied with it. All right, so for day 13, the prompt was kind, and I drew the kindest league champion of all, Soraka. So I kind of had a different intention with how I was drawing her when I started, so that's why I kind of moved things around a lot. But also, like, I don't know, I just really struggled drawing her. I don't know why. Like with the line art, you can just see me really like struggle with it. So that's actually, no, you can't see me because I'm gonna cut this short. I'm not gonna even give you the full time lapse. It's like 4 times longer than what I'm showing you. I'm gonna speed it up because I really spend a lot more time on it than I should. Like I mess with a lot of things that I just couldn't get right. Specifically with the eyes, I just couldn't get it right, and I spent a lot of time on it. And then, like I was like adjusting, readjusting, and I eventually got frustrated. Like, so I just sucked it up. I was like, whatever, they might be uneven, I don't care, done. So it's what I kind of went with. And then I just really just finished up the rest of the drawing. It looks simple, she looks cute and all, but like there's just something with it. I just don't feel happy with it or satisfied with it. Alright, so the prompt for day 14 was empty. And I kind of needed like an easy day after yesterday when I was frustrated with the Soraka picture. So I just kind of thought about empty for a second, and I kind of thought about a saying that talks about people who see the glass as half full or half empty. Then I drew, well, I guess more so the empty side, but I guess I'd say I'm more of a glass half full kind of guy myself. But yeah, I just went ahead and just drew a glass half full / empty. Just real easy, real quick. There was a little bit of practice with like, I guess, cylindrical items, because they're kind of hard to draw at times. And I just kind of experimented with some stuff because I'm not super sure how to draw like a glass like item. So I kind of drew it like very like clear, but also foggy at the same time. But then I added like the reflections and stuff, but I wasn't exactly sure on where I was supposed to put the reflections as well. So I just kind of improvise as I went with the reflections. You can see that, or I guess you can't really see, it's hard to see, but with the water I used like the water brush, and it kind of has that like veiny slash wavy kind of look to it that you see when you like point light at water. And then, well, I guess other than that, I guess I messed with the wood brush on the desk, but other than that, not much else to say about this. This is a simple one. I just did like extremely quick, like in the morning before I went to bed, because I go to bed really late, so it's in the morning for me. But yeah, I just made this real quick, and it needed to be like a simple one because I was still kind of pissed from the other day. So yeah. So it's just a nice, like, kind of break one, kind of a nice easy one just to cool off for a bit, which I guess makes sense as it's a glass of water. But yeah, really not much to say about it. Alright, so for the final prompt today on day 15, it was Armadillo, and I guess I'm in a bit of a league mood, so I drew the champion Rammus. Rammus is kind of like a turtle armadillo thing that lives in the Shuriman deserts, so I drew him. I kind of tried to do this like looking down on you kind of thing, like pathetic kind of thing with him, but I don't think I quite pulled it off. But other than that, I'd say I'm happy. I kind of messed with the shadows and other things and just kind of experimented with it, and I'd say I'm overall happy with it. Compared to the Sirocco one, I spent a lot less time on this, and it felt like I was drawing it a lot smoother and quicker. So it felt like just an efficient process, really. So I think that's why I'm a little more happy with this compared to the Sirocco one. But yeah, with this, I'd say my pros is probably the reflections. I kind of blended with them a little bit, and the shadows, kind of experimented with them a bit. Some places probably not correct, but I like how it turned out anyways. And for my negatives, I'd say, I guess also my shadows, funny enough. I'd say the part specifically where his shell and his skin begin to like transition, you know, because like it doesn't exactly look like it's I don't know. I tried to like make it, you know, separate parts, but it doesn't really look like there's depth there. So I guess that's where I'd say my gripe is with this, but I didn't exactly know how to draw that or shade that specifically. It was a little difficult for me because I tried to give like the upper part like a thicker line and the back part a thinner line to show depth, also try to make it darker around the areas, that kind of thing. I think possibly what I needed to do is made it more gradual with the shading to show more depth, maybe. I'm really not sure. Maybe I just overall with it, there's probably ways to improve on it, like with the line art, the shading, the blending, all that. But yeah, I guess other than all those gripes, I'm still pretty happy with it. Nice and simple. But yeah, other than that, that's it for this week. That was days 9 through 15. I'd say I'm more happy with this compared to last week's, because like I'd say like half of them I was pretty unhappy with, or like also was unprepared to even draw them. This week I was a little more prepared. I also was like trying to catch up in this week, so that's kind of why the quality of it went up, because before I was like really behind in a way, because I was drawing it like the day of, and then when I had work, that would make things worse. So like it was a little rough, but like eventually I'd say I got a good schedule on it. So I've been drawing like the day before, then pretty much when I'm up and it's the day of, I'll upload it and it's good to go. But yeah, other than that, I'd say I'm happy with this week's compared to last week's. So I'm definitely improving in terms of, I guess, time management. So they're not only in art, but in time management skills. So that's good. But yeah, other than that, I think that's really all I've got to say. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Also, if you want to see these as they're posted, you can follow my Instagram. The link is in the below. In the below. Okay, not in the... It's below, okay? Sorry. I'm tired. I like just woke up. um, but yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.